Starcasting to you from the City of Angels. Hello everyone, I'm Karis. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the Voice of Astrology podcast. This is your astrology cosmic superpower for the week beginning Sunday, October 6th through Saturday, October 12th, 2024. Let's journey together with astrology and explore how to connect with the stars, the planets, the energies for our new week ahead. The awesome October night sky this week brings us Venus low in the west just after sunset. Saturn can be seen toward the southeast as soon as it gets dark. Mars rises around midnight, and Jupiter rises in the first half of the night. We also have the draconic meteor shower, which will have up to 10 shooting stars per hour. The 7 originals, or the OGs as I call them, the 7 original planets that you can view without aid of telescope or binoculars, just like the first original ancient astrologers did, they are lined up as such this week. We start off the week with the Sun in its fall in cardinal air Libra. The Moon is in her fall in fixed water Scorpio. Mercury is at friendly triplicity. Mercury is in Libra. We've got Venus in her detriment in the fixed water sign of Scorpio. Mars is in its fall in cardinal water Cancer. Jupiter is in its detriment, stationing retrograde this week, which I will get to. Jupiter in its detriment in Gemini, and Saturn is still retrograde in mutable water Pisces ruled by Jupiter. Sunday, October 6th, we have Mercury in Libra making a hard square angle to Mars in its fall in Cancer. Now, Libra and Cancer, they're both cardinal signs of the zodiac. They want to initiate, and in this case, to initiate a very difficult conversation. The energy here is where you're trying to find balance with something that has been out of balance and upsetting you, especially in the area of the stomach. So Mercury and Mars square in these fast signs of the zodiac is the initiation to work something out, bring something into harmony in a conversation that you really feel the need to get this negotiation, this conversation started. The Moon is in her fall in fixed water Scorpio. Now the Moon in Scorpio makes an opposition to Uranus in Taurus. These can be sudden, unexpected separations. We've got the Moon in Scorpio making a water trine flow to Neptune in Pisces. This is a lot of release of feelings and emotions. We also have the Moon in Scorpio making a sextile aspect of opportunity to Pluto in Capricorn. So this going deep within with the memories, which is the Moon, memories of emotion, Moon in Scorpio, making this excavation, this exploration as far as what emotions need to be not only let go of at this time, but Pluto in Capricorn is the potential for transformation and removing the blocks so you can move on with the goals, the achievements, Capricorn, that you want to achieve. Later on in the afternoon, we've got the Moon entering mutable fire Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter. This energy is fiery and setting a goal, planning for the future. Monday, October 7th, we've got the Moon still in Sagittarius. The Moon in Sagittarius makes a square aspect to Saturn in Pisces, also ruled by Jupiter, along with Sagittarius. And the Moon in Sagittarius makes a sextile aspect to the Sun in Libra. The Moon in Sagittarius is the desire and the need and the want, what you're hungry for, to reach for the stars, future goals, big goals. Jupiter is the kingly planet, which increases at its best. Now, the Moon in Sagittarius making the square aspect to Saturn in Pisces is the reality check of, well, just exactly what are the steps, the necessary things to do to reach that future goal. Then the moon in Sagittarius makes a nice sextile aspect of opportunity, a 60-degree angle to the sun, which is our soul's expression in cardinal air Libra. So Sagittarius is the philosophy, the big picture. Libra is the communication, bringing things into balance at its best, and also how things can potentially be negotiated in the best and most harmonious way. So this wanting, thinking about, looking at the reality, what will it take as far as connections, people, negotiation, and the image makeover. Venus is all about the beauty and the look, the attractive factor. Tuesday, October 8th, we've got aspects galore. We've got the moon in Sagittarius making an inconjunct to Mars in Cancer. Venus in Scorpio makes a water trine flow to Mars in Cancer. We've got Mercury in Libra making an air trine flow to Jupiter in Gemini. Mercury in Libra then makes an opposition to Chiron in Aries. Back to the moon in Sagittarius making an opposition to Jupiter in Gemini. Moon in Sag making a fire trine flow to Chiron in Aries. Moon in Sagittarius making a sextile aspect to Mercury in cardinal air Libra. Moon in Sag making an inconjunct to Uranus in Taurus. And then the moon in Sagittarius makes a square to Neptune in Pisces. On this Tuesday, we have fire, air, earth, and water. This is the foundation, the rolling out the red carpet, we could say, in preparation for Jupiter, the kingly planet, to move retrograde on Wednesday. Wednesday, October 9th, Jupiter, the greater benefic, starts its retrograde cycle for the next 4 months. Jupiter is the planet of wisdom, the knowledge, the wisdom you gain only through experience. Mercury is the planet of information. You read a book, you asked questions. Mercury is very curious, it loves to explore. You went to school on the subject, you're learning the subject. Mercury, Gemini being the stage of development where the young child is now entering the classroom. There is no comparison between the knowledge and wisdom you gain because you've lived it, as opposed to the information, the knowledge you gain, which is necessary because you're studying it, you're learning about it, the intellect, the mind, Mercury. For instance, let's say you've never had a child, you've never given birth, and you read the books, you watch the videos, you ask your friends and family, your loved ones, what is it like to give birth? You cannot know what it is like with Jupiterian wisdom until you have that experience of giving birth and being a parent. They say that you don't know what love is until you become a parent. So let's say now you have a child, you are a parent, you are experiencing and gaining the wisdom, the Jupiter wisdom of what it's like to be a parent. The trial and error, the things that work and things that don't work being a parent, all of the small, subtle experiences that add up and mean so much when it comes to Jupiterian wisdom. You have the experience. Let's say as a parent, you know another parent that has lost a child. They've had hell handed to them on a plate, the loss of a child. You as a parent that has your child or children can sympathize, can feel, empathize, but until you have that experience of losing a child, you don't know what it is to experience that. So this Jupiter retrograde in Gemini is the wisdom of Jupiter through experience, as opposed to the information, the intellect, the studying of the subject, where I have information about it up in my head, but I don't have the experience of it. World of difference, no comparison, not even close, between the Jupiter and the Mercury. The Jupiter retrograde is, have you gotten the lesson? Where have you been foolish? Have you gained the knowledge through experience about what is wise in your life, what is foolish in your life? Now this aspect will manifest through each individual's personal astrology chart in life. On a collective stage, we are before an election. Jupiter retrograde will be during the election, after the election, and through the inauguration. With experience, are we still going to choose the foolishness, or have we gotten the experience, the lesson of Jupiter, the experience, the wisdom, the guardian angel, Jupiter, the greater benefic, the great protector, benefic Jupiter seeks to protect. It seeks to impart wisdom. The retrograde is, are you going to do it again? With all that you've experienced, the knowledge you've gained, are you going to be foolish again? I never cease to stand in awe and wonder at the cosmos that this kind of a cycle, Jupiter retrograde, would be highlighting for us what choice we have to make at this time. The planetary alignments and energies, the Jupiter retrograde in Gemini is not making us do anything. It's highlighting for us. It's putting a big gigantic spotlight, Jupiterian spotlight, on the choice and power that we have. Every sign of the zodiac has a positive and a potential negative side. It depends on free will and choice and how the power is wielded. The negative side of Gemini, Mercury, is the con artist, the liar, the misinformation that misleads. Jupiter retro through the first house is the wisdom potentially gained by presenting yourself as you authentically are. Jupiter retrograde through the second house is the lesson, the wisdom gained through using money, your resources, wisely. Jupiter retro through the third house is the wisdom potentially gained connected to your siblings, your brothers, your sisters, and the potential lies there. Jupiter retro through the fourth house is the wisdom potentially gained in connection to what you are doing in your private life, home, family. Jupiter retro through the fifth house is the wisdom potentially gained through what you are doing in love affairs, things that you're doing with your children. Jupiter retro through the sixth house is the wisdom potentially gained connected to your health habits, your daily habits, healthy or not. Jupiter retro through the seventh house is the wisdom gained through marriage. Jupiter retro through the eighth house is the wisdom gained through shared money, inheritance, investments, the money of the marriage partner. Jupiter retro through the ninth house is the wisdom gained through the law, the court system. Jupiter retro through the 10th house is the wisdom gained through your career. The 10th house is also the government. Jupiter retro through the 11th house is the wisdom gained through the money of your company, also the wisdom potentially gained through your friendships, the company you keep. Jupiter retro through the 12th house is the wisdom gained through who you trusted, who really are the secret enemies. Jupiter is the planet of truth, honesty. This Jupiter retro in Gemini is the wisdom potentially gained through where we have not been honest. Truth and honesty protect us, like Jupiter, the guardian angel planet. Thursday, October 10th, we have the second quarter moon at 17 degrees Capricorn. The sun-moon square at the second quarter between the moon in Capricorn and Libra, cardinal air that wants balance and peace, is that conflict between who is the boss, who is initiating, cardinal signs of the zodiac, who and what is leading the way. 17 degrees Capricorn, the second decanate of Capricorn, brings in a Taurus influence, which is ruled by Venus. As we cross over from second quarter to full moon, the energy is building, it's intensifying as we move towards the full moon in the sign of Aries. Friday, October 11th, we have Pluto stationing direct in the sign of Capricorn. We are now on the last leg of Pluto in Capricorn, which began back in 2008. So this 16-year journey with Pluto in Capricorn transformed our lives on a personal level and transformed the world on a public level. Pluto is the life, death, and rebirth cycle, the phoenix rising from the ashes. Know where this is in your personal astrology chart. As we prepare for Pluto entering the sign of Aquarius, which will be a quantum leap forward like we've never seen or experienced before. As we close out the week on October 12th, we have the moon entering fixed air Aquarius, which is friendship, it's social, it's air. The moon in Aquarius makes an air trine flow to the sun in cardinal air Libra. The moon in Aquarius also makes an air trine flow to Jupiter in Gemini. These air elements with the moon in Aquarius, Mercury in Libra, sun in Libra, Jupiter in Gemini, this is a nice lighter energy overall that's very social, wanting to connect, wanting to have conversation. It's people, it's being together in a very gregarious and happy way. Thank you everyone for being here and listening to the Voice of Astrology podcast. Have a fabulous week. I will see you all in the stars, and may wisdom guide us on our journey.